Swapping variables. Two variable values can be swapped in one destructuring expression. Without destructuring assignment, swapping two values requires a temporary variable, or in some low-level languages, the XOR swap trick. And here they give us an example. We have the let declaration variable A is assigned the number 1. We have the let declaration, we have the variable name B, and it's going to be assigned the number 3. We end up both with a semicolon. And now we have two brackets, two arrays that are going to be connected by the assignment operator. So in this array we have the variables A, comma B, and in the second variable we also have the variables B, comma A. The only difference is the positions. First, in this array we have A, comma B, or A is the first variable and B is the second variable. In this array, B is the first variable and A is the second variable. So in essence, we are swapping places. So now when we cancel that log, the variable A, we should think that we're gonna get the value that is the number 1. But since we are swapping places, now A is gonna be assigned the value of the variable B, that is 3. So when we console that log A, when we console that log the variable A, we are gonna get the result, the number 3. And with the same token, when we cancel that log the variable B, we are not gonna get the number 3 because the variable B is being swapping places with the variable A. So the variable B is gonna be assigned the value of the variable A, and in this case the value of the variable A is gonna be the number 1. So that is that. We are gonna see it in a moment in the Chrome developer tools. And here we have we can check it out here. So I grab this and I go to the Chrome developer tools, Control Shift I in any tab, and now we press enter. And there you have it. When we cancel that log, the variable A, we're gonna get the number 3, and when we cancel that log, the variable B, we are gonna get the value that is the number 1. So in the next example, here we have the constant declaration named R, and it's gonna be assigned to this array of 3 elements that are the numbers 1, 2, and 3. And when we are dealing with arrays, we start counting, or we start from the 0 position. This element here would be in the 0 position, it would be in the number 1 position, and this would be in the number 2 position. So even though we have 3 elements, the number 1 is going to be the 0 position, number 2 is going to be the 1 position, and number 3 is going to be the 2 position. So now we have two arrays that are connected by a assignment operator or the equal sign. And in the first array we have the constant R, and we open brackets, and we type in the number 2, we close brackets. So when we type 2, we mean the element, the second element. So this is going to be the first. So now we have two brackets. Okay, start from here. So now we have two brackets. Okay, now I start from here. So now we have two arrays that are connected by the assignment operator or the equal sign. In the first array we have the constant R, we open brackets, and we type in the number 2, we close brackets. So when we type in the number 2, what we mean is that we're gonna get this third element, because in array we start counting from 0. So if in this example we will have R open bracket 0, we would get the first element, the number 1, because the position of the number 1 is, this is position 0, position 1, and this is position 2. If we will have r open brackets 1, we will get the value of the number 2, because this is position number 1. So here we put comma, and now we have the constant r, we open brackets, and now we have the number 1 with close brackets. So what this means is this time we're gonna get the value of the number 2, because this is position 0, and this is position 1, and this is position 2. So in essence we have the value 3, and then we have the value 2. So we are destructuring it. Pretty much in this array we have the same constants, but we are swapping places. In this array we start the constant r and then open brackets 2. Here we have constant r, and then we open brackets and we put the number 1, that is going to be the element that is in position 1. So this is position 0, and this is position 1. So here we have the number 2, and here we have r, the constant r, open brackets, number 2, close brackets. So this number 2 would mean that it's going to be in the second position. This is position 0, position 1, and this is position 2, so this will be 3. So in essence we will have 2 and 3. So right now when we cancel that log, the constant argument or the constant r, we are not gonna get the values 1, 2, and 3, because we are swapping places. The value of the constant r, open brackets 2, that is in this case 3, is gonna be changed by the constant r, open brackets 1, that is the value of 2. So pretty much this 3 is going to be changed by the value 2, and this 2 is going to be changed by the value 3. So here for example we have the constant r, open brackets 1, so this will be 2. We're going to be changing it for this r, we open brackets 2, close brackets, it's going to be the value 3. So again, when we cancel that log, the constant r, the value that we're going to get is going to be 1, 3, and then 2. And we can check it out in the Ground Developer Tools. So we go to any tab, we press Ctrl+Shift+I, and now if I press enter, the result that I'm gonna get is not gonna be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be 1, 3, and then 2. And there you have it. So like I said, in arrays we start counting from 0, so 0, 1, and then 2. The length is 3. Parsing an array returned from a function. It's always been possible to return an array from a function. Destructuring can make working with an array return value more concise. In this example, the function f returns the values in brackets, the numbers 1 and 2, as its output, which can be parsed in a single line with destructuring. So in this example we have the function named f, and the curly braces, we are going to return the array with numbers 1 and 2. And again we have the position 0, and this is the position 1. Okay, outside of the function we are going to destructure the constants a and b from the function f, that is this one. So and we do it with the keyword const, we open brackets, we using the constant a comma b, and we use the equal sign or the assignment operator, and then the name of the function, that is f with parentheses. We put a semicolon, and now we're gonna cancel that log, the constant a, and the result that we're gonna get is gonna be the value 1. We're gonna get the first element in this array because a is the first element in this array. And now we're gonna cancel that log, the constant b, and the constant b is the second element in the array. So the result that we're gonna get is the second element, and this element is the number 2. And then again we have the length of we have two elements here, but we always start counting from 0, so this would be in position 0 and this would be in position 1. So if we grab this example, we clean this up with Ctrl L and we paste it with Ctrl V. So the result that we are gonna get is gonna be 1 and 2. Identifier, okay, let me refresh it. So I press enter and there you have it. We're gonna have the results number 1 and number 2. So ignoring some return values. You can ignore return values that you're not interested in. So here again we have the function named f, and inside of the curly braces we're gonna return the array with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Again, 1 is gonna have position 0, 2 is gonna have position 1, and 3 is gonna have position 2. And arrays, we always start counting from 0. So we're gonna destructure it. The constants a, comma, here is an empty space, comma, b, and then we close the brackets. We use the assignment operator and then the name of the function, in this case f, parentheses, and then curly braces. Now we're gonna cancel that log, the constant a, and the result that we're gonna get is the value 1, because 1 is the first element in this array. B is the last element in this array, so when we cancel that log b, we are not gonna get 2 or 1, we are gonna get 3, because b is the last element in this array. In this case here, we have after a comma, we have an empty space. That is the reason b is not assigned 2, but it's assigned 3. And we can check it out. We can grab this example and go to the DevTools, Ctrl C to copy, and I'm gonna refresh it, this stuff. Okay, so paste it, and there you have it. So cancel that log a is gonna get us the number 1, because a is being assigned the first element. And now cancel that log b, b is gonna be assigned the last element in this array, and the last element is gonna be the number 3. Okay, so finally we have we are gonna destructure the constant c from the function f that is assigned, or that is gonna return this array. So we do it with the keyword const, open brackets, the name of the name of the constant, in this case c. We close brackets and then we assign it to the function name f, parentheses, and then semicolon. Now we console that log c, and then we end up with a semicolon, and we are not gonna get 2, we're not gonna get 3 either. The result that we're gonna get is the number 1. Why? Because and we only grabbing the first element in the array, and the first element is the number 1. And we can check it out in the Chrome tools. So now we are destructuring the constant name d from the function f, and now we're trying to cancel that log, the constant d, and the result is gonna get us the value 1, because the function f is gonna return an array of 3 elements, and the first element is gonna be the number 1. So when we destructuring the const, open brackets, we only have one constant, so that constant is gonna get us only the first element here, that is gonna be the number 1. We press enter and there you have it. Console A is gonna get us 1, console B is gonna get us 3, and console D in this case is gonna get us 1 again. So you can also ignore all return values, and we can do it with the syntax. So you have you have brackets, and inside of the brackets you have 2 commas. We close brackets and then we assign it to the function f with parentheses, and then we put a semicolon. So we press enter and we have the return array that is going to be the values of the numbers 1, 2, and 3.